Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Leo Full Moon Meditation meeting hosted by the Aquarian Wisdom Center and Retreat. As usual, meditation will be led by Philip Lindsay. Thank you all for your presence. Welcome, Philip.
Thanks, Inez. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you all here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Leo and Sirius before we get started, just to get ourselves in the mood and maybe cater for a few latecomers. And I'm going to just share my screen here. And when I find where that is, just a moment. Screen. There we go. How's my sound? Fine. I do have a not such a good internet connection today, so
Yes, you
hopefully
don't.
it will stay stable.
Yeah, you have some, like once in a while, a background noise, but now it
Right.
seems better now.
Okay. Let's hope it stays stable. Oh, and so we see this magnificent picture here of Leo on his throne, and it's a great piece of art, I think, that represents the Lord of the World, or Sanat-Kumara, that I'm going to be talking about just in a minute. Just a few short passages I'm going to read, and maybe a couple of commentaries on them before we get into the meditation proper. And most of you are familiar with this quote. August, which is ruled by Leo, is the month of the dog star, or of Sirius, which thus brings Sirius into close relation to Leo. Leo, in the cosmic sense, and apart from our solar system altogether, is ruled by Sirius. Sirius is the home of that greater lodge to which our fifth initiation admits a man, and to which it brings him as a humble disciple. And just a little side comment there, most of Earth humanity will, once liberated on this planet, tread the path, the fourth cosmic path as it's known, to Sirius, and be beginners all over again, and a higher turn of the evolutionary spiral. Later, when the new world religion is founded and is working, we shall find that the major monthly festival in August, held at the time of the full moon, will be dedicated to the task of making contact via the hierarchy, the Masters of Wisdom, with Sirian force. Of course, we know that Sirius is aligned. Many temples and pyramids and so forth around the world are aligned to Sirius. There are many commentaries on Sirius that you can find on my website. I've been posting quite a few lately on my Telegram channel, and also for Esoteric Astrology, and also on Facebook. And this next quote is continuing to discuss Sirius and Sanat-Kumara. This is from Rays and Initiations, one of the 24 Bailey books. It is the principle of freedom which enables Sanat-Kumara to dwell on the earth and yet stand free from all contacts except with those who have trodden the path of liberation and now stand free upon the cosmic physical plane. In other words, the Masters of Wisdom. It is that which enables the initiate to achieve a state of isolated unity. It is that which lies behind the spirit of death and forms the motivating power of that great releasing agency. It is that which provides a pathway of power between our hierarchy and the distant sun Sirius, and gives the incentive towards the culture of freedom. or of liberation, which motivates the work of the masters of the wisdom. It is said that it is that which produced the ferment and vortex of conflict in far distant ages, and which has been recognized in the present through the results of the law of evolution in every kingdom in nature. This is that which substands or lies under or behind all progress. This mysteriously exerted influence, this pulling away from form, as we might simply call it, emanates from Sirius, and for it we have no name. It is the law of which the three cosmic laws, the laws of synthesis, attraction, and economy, are only aspects. None of these three subsidiary laws imposes any rule or limitation upon the Lord of the world. The law of freedom, however, does impose certain restrictions, if one can use such a paradoxical phrase. It is responsible for his, or Sanat, being known as the great sacrifice. For under the control of this law, he created our planetary life and all that is within and upon it, in order to learn to wield this law with full understanding, in full consciousness, and yet at the same time to bring release to the myriad forms of his creation, unquote. So a bit to reflect on there. And of course, there are many other quotes on Sirius throughout the blue books, as we call them. So hopefully that gets us somewhat attuned for the meditation that we'll now go into. So if you'd like to, I think I'll just enlarge the screen a little bit so you can read along if you want to, or you can just have your eyes closed and listen. The full moon approach to the hierarchy, which of course is a monthly event, and Leo is obviously a very important full moon for all the reasons just mentioned. So let us release the activity and busyness of the day, taking a deep breath and just releasing all the tension, all the noise, all the chatter, and move into that quiet space within. Bearing in mind that we're meditating with thousands of other groups around the planet at this time and for the next couple of days, linked in triangles of light or streams of light to one another, all with the same purpose of connecting with hierarchy, invoking the energies of Sirius, the principle of freedom. And so we move into personal and group alignment by sounding 3 ohms as we visualize light pouring through our bodies, our mental, emotional, physical bodies, bringing about complete integration of the personality. See the light of the integrated personality is radiant and being approached by the greater light of the soul. That merges and engulfs the light of the personality, representing soul personality alignment. Duality becomes unity. Stage 1, group fusion. We affirm the fact of group fusion and the integration within the heart center of the new group of world servers, mediating between hierarchy and humanity. We sound the formula for group integration. I am one with my group brothers, and all that I have is theirs. May the love which is in my soul pour forth to them. May the strength which is in me lift and aid them. May the thoughts which my soul creates reach and encourage them. Stage 2, alignment. We project a line of lighted energy towards the spiritual hierarchy of the planetary heart, the great ashram of Sanat Kumara, and of course towards the Christ at the heart of the hierarchy. We project a line of lighted energy towards the hierarchy. Then we extend this line of light towards Shambhala, the center where the will of God is known. And we bear in mind that we are, as members of the new group of world servers, mediating bridge between humanity and the hierarchy. Stage 3, higher interlude. Let us hold the contemplative mind open to the extraplanetary energies streaming into Shambhala and radiated through hierarchy. Using the creative imagination, endeavor to see the 3 planetary centers, Shambhala, hierarchy, and humanity, gradually coming into alignment and interplay. Stage 4, meditation. First reflect upon the seed I am that, and that am I. I am that, and that am I. I am that, and that am I. Stage 5, precipitation. Using creative imagination, visualize the energies of light, love, and the will to good pouring throughout the planet and becoming anchored on Earth in prepared physical plane centers through which the plan can manifest. Light, love, and the will to good pouring throughout the planet, becoming anchored on them. And we use the six-fold progression of divine love as the sequence of energy precipitation. Shambhala, Araki, Christ, the new group of world servers, men and women of goodwill everywhere, and the physical centers of distribution. This is the six-fold progression of divine love. Stepping down from stage to stage, Shambhala, Hierarchy, Christ, the new group of world servants, men and women of goodwill everywhere, physical centers of distribution. Lower interlude, stage 6. Let us refocus the consciousness as a group within the periphery of the great ashram. The ashram of the Christ, which of course encompasses all of the 49 ashrams. See this ashram is a great flower or mandala of light pulsating with vitality and love wisdom. And together we sound the affirmation. In the center of all love, I stand. From that center, I, the soul, will outward move. From from that center I, the one who serves the work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group, and throughout the world. And so we visualize the downpouring spiritual inflow released from Shambhala through the hierarchy and streaming into humanity through the prepared channel. Pathway of light. Consider how these empowering energies are establishing the pathway of light for the coming world teacher, Christ. Consider how we as aspirant disciples in the world are responsible for building this pathway. Stage 7, distribution. As the great invocation is sounded, visualize the outpouring of light and love and power from the spiritual hierarchy through the 5 planetary inlets: London, New York, Geneva, Darjeeling, and Tokyo, irradiating the consciousness of the whole human race. See these 5 planetary centers in your mind's eye, distributing the inpouring light, love, and power from the spiritual hierarchy. Great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wheels of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, and let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. restore the plan on Earth. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, some of you may want to go there and just preserve the energy of the meditation. Some of you may want to stay and share any meditation impressions or ask any questions, clarifications to the previous passage that I discussed before the meditation. Feel free to do so. Someone's asking, what is the exact time of the full moon? It's about 6:30 GMT tomorrow, I think. So, let's see. It's, about that. I think the time, is it on our email that we sent out? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's about 18:30 GMT. Anything else? Anyone have anything to offer or share? We're only a small group today, but every little bit helps in terms of the meditation service for these monthly festivals. And of course, it is going for 2 or 3 more days because it's always, as I said, 2.5 days before and after, which amounts to 5 days, which is quite a long period, really. Worth bearing in mind. And of course, there are many other meditations going on that we can go to, attend, contribute to. 1931 London time. I still think that's not GMT though. GMT, it should be 1831. Anyway, you can find for yourself online, I'm sure, most of you. London is the same as Lisbon, which is 1 hour plus GMT. So we have another 21 days of Leo to go before we go into Virgo. Of course, like in many of the months that we go through, we have other planets going through other signs. So in a sense, Virgo has already started because we have Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, placed in that sign, going through that sign, in fact, for about 10 weeks because it goes retrograde. So it's there till about the first week of October in Libra. So an extensive period of potency with Mercury being the ruler of Virgo and exhibiting that high intelligence, that fine discrimination, and also intuition. And of course, Mars is going through this sign as well. So that's something to bear in mind when you consider the energies of Leo and Virgo. You have the Sphinx, the body of a lion and the face of the Virgin. There's much esoteric symbolism in that, of course. HK, is that Heidi says, when is Mercury retrograde this month? I think in a couple of weeks' time it goes retrograde, maybe in 3 weeks' time, Heidi, I can't remember exactly. Let me see what my program here says.
I think it's
goes
23rd.
retro 23 days. It 23rd of August. Goes retro. Sorry, what was that? Yes. Did someone say something?
Yes, I was saying that it was on the 23rd. Sorry.
Yes, correct. No worries. Yeah, that's great. And one of the things to note too, Venus is retrograde at the moment. And if you are a Venus ruled person, such as having a Taurus sun or moon or Libra sun or moon, it can feel like Mercury retrograde, with Venus retrograde and going backwards through Leo. I've certainly experienced that anyway today, that's for sure. So anyway, there's a lot of, with Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, in that sign, it can tend to bring up both the good and bad qualities of both planet and sign. In other words, it can feel like retrograde. And particularly with its opposition to Saturn in Pisces today, that's quite a powerful restraining energy that Saturn has on Mercury's movement there, just for a day anyway. But anyway, I digress. Any other comments or sharing with the meditation? I think with this meditation, some people do it for much longer, over about 30, 35 minutes. I think we did it for about 15, 20 minutes, probably. I think it's not necessarily quantity, it's just the quality that we can contribute to the meditation. So just on the theme of Sirius, we're becoming more and more aware of this. I emphasize that quote that I read out before every year, and it's becoming more and more widespread that the people know that at a full moon, the energies of Sirius are prominent, and that Sirius is in fact a guiding light for humanity. It's the higher self of the solar system, broadly speaking. And so holds many mysteries.
I'm sorry, Philip. Maybe it's not a very, I don't know, interesting question, but I find funny the fact that the Pope is arriving in Lisbon tomorrow on the full moon.
The Pope arrives in Lisbon tomorrow?
Yes, he will be over all over the next week. It's the youth, I don't know how to say in English, it will be a big gathering. There will be thousands of people here. And I found it funny that it's precisely on the week of the full moon.
Yeah. Well, maybe astrologically chosen. The Vatican has many astrological old books in it, apparently. M says, I think a little bit more silent time would help in giving impressions, in receiving, impressions. Indeed, it would, and but we have some time constraints, so people want to preserve the meditation silence. They can choose to do so. M, I'm not quite sure who M is, but he says, can you comment on a super full moon? No, not really. I do believe a lot of these appellations for different types of full moons are pretty much meaningless in many ways. I think it might have to do with a particular astronomical position of the moon, perigee, I believe is the word, at a certain time where it might be closer to the Earth or something like that. But there are a lot of terms that people apply. It's a super blue wolf moon or something like that. It becomes pretty meaningless after a while. I mainly look at the horoscope of the day. Yes, someone says, I appreciate that you used the original form of the gratification instead of the new one. The new one being the politically correct one that's been used for about the last 10 years. That tends to change the pronouns. So this pronoun thing has been in the works for quite a few years now, and yeah, because of course, as most of you probably know, and I've explained this before, when we talk about the race of men, humanity is, or man is manas or mind. That is the basic appellation for humanity. It's a generic term that's not necessarily masculine. It has to do with the human evolution that is developing manas or mind. And so that's and also, of course, the gratification was crafted very carefully, numerologically, have certain frequencies and vibrations built into it that that actually are weakened by changing. But actually, you know, we're with the right motive for everyone saying the gratification, it doesn't matter. And of course, it's been translated into many different languages, which completely changes the numerology. But there is two books of the numerology of the gratification that are worth looking at in that respect. And it also can be confusing when you go into a meditation, and some people are used to saying the original one, and others are saying the modified version. So it creates a bit of confusion. Any questions or comments, clarifications? Mary says, my first time here, I like simplicity, clarity, and brevity. Just more time to receive impressions. Yeah, well, that's a good feedback, Mary Louise. Next month we could leave a couple of minutes longer in between each of the 7 stages. What say any of you else there, experienced people like Eva, for instance? I know you're here. Do you think that would be worthwhile? Put you on the spot now, haven't I? AB says, I like longer pauses. Okay. Sometimes when you're leading the meditation, it's hard to you have to really look at your watch sometimes, because you lose sense of time and you want to be in the meditation as well. So what seems like a couple of what seems like 5 minutes might only be 2 minutes. So longer pauses, all right? Anyone else? much to ponder on. The mystery of Sirius over this full moon. And of course, you can find many books and essays on the web about this subject. Some of them are grossly inaccurate. Other ones are a bit more accurate. You have to use your own discrimination though. All right then. I think we'll wrap it up then. Seeing no other comments or questions. Thanks very much for attending, everyone. I'm sure our energy has not been wasted in this group service. And I'll hand it back over to you, Inez. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next month.
See you all next month. And for those of you doing the course, see you on Thursday.